So y'all, it's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and this is your full card UFC 265 predictions. This might be a lot longer than some of the other ones. I think the past 2 weeks I've been going like 20 minutes or whatever. I've been on a super rush, but today I got a lot of time on my hands. Yesterday was, I guess when you guys are gonna watch this, you guys are gonna watch it on Monday. So just 2 days ago on Saturday, that was a hard card for me to watch. I was ready. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a recap. Ain't made a recap in a minute, right? I was so heartbroken with seeing my boy Patricio Pitbull go out like a hoe and see Uriah Hall go out like a hoe. I was just like, bro, I can't watch this shit. Any fan knows what I'm talking about. When it's a favorite team or anything, they take an L, you just gotta go to sleep. You just gotta go to sleep and go through the day. Like, you can't even think about it. Like, I just was so hard. I was like, bro, this fucking sport, man. I hate these niggas. But we got a really good card. But yeah, I can't have what happened last week. Like, I gotta quit it with some of these goddamn main event predictions, bro. Like, actually, I don't do bad on my main event predictions, but it's just these prelims. They're killing me right now. So we gotta do a lot better. But it is what it is. Let's get to this card. It's a really good card, actually. I hear people, trashing it because of the main event, and yeah, the politics, right? But we'll talk more about that. But really good fights. I like it. Like, some fights that were supposed to happen are, put on this card. Our boy Johnny Munoz Jr. versus Jamie Simmons. I like Johnny Munoz Jr. He's always been super supportive of actually the channel. He's always hit me up on IG, said good things. He's actually commented on some of my posts. So I'm always gonna root for that guy. And I think he has a really good matchup. Johnny Munoz Jr. is a really good wrestler. And I guess you could call me biased. So yeah, and Jamie Simmons is a good wrestler too. But Johnny's coming off a controversial loss to Nate Maness. I guess because of the point deduction, it happened. But I didn't think he lost that fight. I actually thought he won that fight. And this guy's really legit, great shape, great wrestling. Great fundamentals in the striking. He's not like trash, right? So he's really good. Now, Jamie Simmons, he fought Giga Chikadze in his debut. It was, I think, on short notice. I think Giga was supposed to fight somebody. I don't know who it was. It is what it is. It happened. What can you do at the end of the day? He got head kicked. He was, he looked really small in there. When I looked at him, I was like, all right, he looks really small. But it is what it is. He went out there. He gave it his all. I respect Jamie Simmons a lot. When you go listen, you hear some of his stories and what he went through, and the high school wrestling scene, and how good this kid was. So I respect the kid, and I hope the best for him. But I just think this is gonna be some situations where you're just gonna see the experience of Johnny Munoz Jr. just come in. Like, yeah, like Jamie has wins over Sean West, right? Via rear naked choke. That's what kind of, I guess, got the attention of the UFC. But yeah, he's lost via KO a few times. He got choked out in the first round. So it's like, he's still very young in his career. I think Johnny Munoz Jr. has been training with the right people. You can just see it on his IG, the people he works with, the people he's getting better with. He's always working with guys like, even I've seen pictures with him and Henry Cejudo. He's just with the right people. He's a bantamweight. Hanging out with Triple C. It got to do something, right? It got to do something. But Jamie, I just feel like he's not right. Like, I'm not saying that there's a big difference in terms of their in their careers and age and shit like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. Even though I think Johnny's like, what? How old is he? He's 28. They're both the same age, but I just personally feel like, in terms of where they're at in their, MMA careers, just Johnny is the elder. It just feels like it. He acts like it. he just fights like it almost. And I just feel like he has better fight IQ. I feel like he has better skills all around, and I think he gets this done by decision. I just don't think Jamie, he's gonna have the answers for what Johnny brings. He has a slight reach advantage. He is the taller fighter. He's bigger. There's a lot of things that go into this. I just think he's a lot better. But no, nothing against the kid. So I'm taking Johnny Munoz Jr. by decision. Next fight, Victoria Leonardo versus Melissa Gatto. I mean, good fight for Melissa Gatto. Victoria, I respect Leonardo or whatever, however you say her last name. She, cool. I think she's like a MMA mom, which is interesting. She watches a lot of DBZ, so I gotta respect her girl for that. I actually I picked her in her Chelsea Hackett fight. I was so shocked when she won, and I forgot Chelsea. I noticed the girl was a cute girl, but I was and you know what I'm saying, and but I didn't know she had so much hype on her, and I didn't know she had people like Volkanovski, my boy Alexander Volkanovski, hyping her up, and I was like, oh shit, this bitch might be good. This hoe might be a good hoe, but you can't mess with a hoe like Victoria Leonardo, who's been in the gutter for so long. You know what I'm saying? She been working with a pimp for a minute. But yeah, Chelsea Hackett wasn't ready for that veteran hoemanship. But I'm sorry. This is. But at the end of the day, I just think Victoria had her day that day, but then she met Manel for it, and she met her end. I would say nothing. There's no shame in losing to a striker like that. That girl has been killing girls. I think she just won her last fight by KO. But Victoria, in my humble feeling, I feel like is fighting and a really, really good female fighter right here, and Melissa Gatto, and that victory over Carol Rosa holds a lot of weight to me. I've seen what Carol Rosa done, lately. She's been submitting girls. I think she just won her last fight, and she's ranked. So she, and that's how I kind of look at Victoria. She's a decent grappler. There's not a lot of, on Tapology at least, there's not, we don't know they have the same height, but we don't know the reach disadvantage. But I feel like it doesn't really matter even about the reach in this scenario. I don't really think it's gonna be on the feet. I don't even think Victoria has the fight IQ to keep it on the feet. But I really do think this is gonna be on the ground. Victoria does like wearing fucking Dragon Ball Z rash guard, so I'm gonna assume she's a jiu-jitsu girl. So, and if you don't know what a rash guard, it's just a fucking. I remember one dude was like, "What's a rash guard?" I think was it Fuego? I don't know if it was Fuego. It was somebody in my chat. I was like, "What's a rash?" It's like basically what jiu-jitsu guys wear before they roll, or for no gi and stuff like that. So that's what it is. But yeah, but she killer. I'll give her credit. The Dragon Ball Z rash guard was pretty dope. I looked. I was like, all right, it's a dope rash guard, but. It don't matter what you're wearing, it ain't gonna help your ass from this ass whooping you're about to get. So I'm taking Gatto. I was thinking about taking her by a submission, but I think if it's a female fight, my boy Capper Comparison knows what I'm about to. He about to finish my sentence for me. If it's a female fight, always pick decision. That's all you gotta do. But there is you could pick submission. I could see it. If I go look at this, Victoria, has she ever? I wonder if she's ever lost via submission. I want to see that. She got knocked out. She been getting her ass knocked the fuck out lately. What the hell? Okay, Maverick. All right, I didn't know that. Armbarred her in the first round. That's interesting. And Maverick just got her ass robbed against Macy Barber. So that's not a. I wouldn't say that's a bad loss to have, but yeah. Maverick seems more like a wrestler than a submission girl, though, from what I've seen. But it is what it is. Next fight, a fight that we were supposed to get, I think, maybe 2 weeks ago. Malajon versus Anderson dos Santos. Both guys coming off wins. really, really good wins for, both of their careers. They were, coming off losses, and they needed a rebound win, and they got one. Anderson Dos Santos was a big dog that day when he fought Martin Day, got the submission choke. Miles John, Kevin Natividad knockout, which was beautiful, but both these wins haven't aged necessarily well. Martin Day just lost his last fight. Kevin Natividad just got knocked out again. So nothing really, really crazy. Dos Santos does come in with the reach advantage, but some things I look at, Miles John is 27 years old, so he's a lot younger. A lot younger in his career. Anderson Dos Santos, 36. It's not a bad age, right? Some guys, they figure themselves out. They win championships at that age. Some guys keep championships at that age. But in the bantamweight division, that's a bad age. You don't want to be that old in that division. And Anderson's tough. He's gritty. You can't count him out, I wouldn't say, but I mean, like, it is what it is. It is what it is. I would just, who would I pick? Obviously, I'm picking Miles John, but I mean, if things got really, really dicey and like, this or that, I could see Anderson, pulling this out. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Miles John lost this, but I gotta take not Anderson. I gotta take Miles John, but I don't know. Did I say? I think I had my words mixed up. My point was that I could see Anderson winning this, but I think Miles should win this. I wouldn't be surprised if Dos Santos got it done. Maybe off a bad takedown attempt, but yeah, it's a lot of things. I think this is gonna be a good scrap. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I got my words all messed up right now. But Manel Kape versus Adi Osbourne. Next fight. I haven't said that in a minute, huh? Good fight right here. I like it. Kape, my boy Manel Kape. He's doing AKA dirty right now. I don't know. I don't know who to go with right here. Logic tells me to go with Manel Kape based on the accolades, based on the knockout power, based on the gym, right? Well, he's not actually training at it. It's AKA Muay Thai, right? Some shit like that, or Thailand, AKA Thailand. So it's a little different, but yeah, all the things are telling me to go with Kape. Osbourne, he got choked out by Brian Kelleher. That ain't a good look. He just knocked out Jerome Rivera. That's not a really good look. Like, who's Jerome Rivera? That's just some dude that's been getting treated like a hoe, It is what it is. Here's a few things I look at this matchup. Manel Kape has been dealing with guys either with reach advantages or leg kicks, right? That's real, and some wrestling, right? But that's probably been his issue lately. Kape can wrestle. He's fast. He got really fast hands. He primarily likes to box with these guys. I think Osbourne will play that game with him. I think the game plan for Osbourne is to attack the legs, he has a reach advantage. He has a 4-inch reach advantage, and he should use it. And he should maintain that. That's, if I had some advice for Osbourne, is use that. Don't get touched by this guy. He has wicked speed, but against my better judgment, I thought Kape won his last fight against I don't know how you say this guy's Mythius Nicola. I thought he won that, but at the same time, it's like I understood why they gave it to the other cat, but because it was super, super raised. He should have. There's a lot of things Kape could have done to make this, made that fight a lot more dominant than it was. But I think Kape should win this. No matter what, Kape should win this. He has the faster hands. He has the better head movement. He has the better record. He has the better gym. In my humble, he has the better skill set. Besides there's only a few things I really look at, that Adi got. I mean, he has the reach, and he might have some power, but that's about it. I'm gonna take Manel Kape against my. I don't know why I'm getting a weird feeling that Adi might get it done. But next fight, Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Jessica Penne. I really like Carolina Kowalkiewicz. She's a nice girl. She's obviously a cute girl, but her last 4. I don't know what happened to Carolina. I don't know. It was sad. You know what was really hard to watch was that Zhang Yan fight. That one was a hard one to watch. And it was just a year ago. It wasn't that too long ago that, she broke her orbital bone. She's a warrior, I'll give her that. But I mean, either I don't know how to look at her career anymore, because it's either, man, she's 35, so maybe she's just past her prime or some shit like that, even though she's still in her prime, right? But she's, she weighs 115 pounds, right? But I mean, I don't know what she used to have really good hands. She used to be fast. Her grappling transitions were good. She just was so good. She was just so well rounded, and everything got bad. Her boxing got bad. Her head movement got bad. Her wrestling got bad. She just looked bad everywhere, and girls were exposing her each way. Her last one was against Felice Herring. I don't know how that was a split decision, but she whooped her ass, and she looked good. She was everything she did in there. She looked good. She fought Jessica Andrade, got knocked out. I gave her a pass for that because that's my girl Jessica. And then she lost to Michelle Waterson. I was like, how did that happen? Then she lost to Alexa Grace. So I was like, yo, she got lit up. And then the Zhang Yan fight, she got lit up again. So it's an interesting dynamic. Now, Jessica Pena, I mean, I thought she should have lost her last fight to Lupita Quinones. I don't think a girl that gets fucking jackknife power bombed should be winning fights, but it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed that reference. But that's just my opinion. But I mean, you got 2 girls that were in the top 5 for the strawweight rankings. 2 girls, basically a different era fighting, and it's a good fight. Carolina, since if you just ignore the losses, you just look at how she's trained. She is training with Joanna and Jacek. I don't know. Maybe she can learn from Joanna, but I don't know how you can fix that. But in terms of this fight, though, I think it's actually a really good matchup for Carolina. Jessica isn't fast on the feet. She's more of a grappler. So that'll be somewhat of a problem for Carolina, but at least she won't get beat up, too bad. And it's not like Jessica, when I watch Jessica, she doesn't have a really imposing wrestling game, and it's not something that Carolina should worry about. But sorry, I had to burp there real quick. But yeah, there's nothing imposing about Jessica. Jessica. I thought I mispronounced her name for a second. But there's nothing really imposing about Jessica. She's not really strong in a lot of areas. I mean, she's really tough. She's a good grappler. But what I mean by strong, she's not jacked, right? But she looked in good shape though in her last fight. I'll give her that. She looked in really good shape, and yeah, it is what it is. In terms of reach, I actually want to see that. Who has the reach advantage? Oh, Jessica has the reach advantage by a lot, 64-67. Oh man, yeah, this is near you. This is a pick 'em fight. I think between the cappers and everyone picking, people are gonna probably go Carolina, and I think Jessica might be somewhat of a dog between the community, but I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I'm gonna take Carolina Kowalkiewicz out of pity, I guess, or not even out of pity. Just I don't know who to go with, really, because it's both these girls can win this fight. If Jessica, I mean, if she puts a real good wrestling pace and just lets her hands go, I mean, she could potentially win this fight or maybe even get a finish. Carolina Kowalkiewicz, I mean, to get beat up the way she's been getting beat up, a lot of people don't get beat up like that, So the knockout to Jessica Andrade was devastating, and the orbital bone breaking was, and she's a female too. So I emotionally, how her confidence and how her mental is gonna be, it's gonna be really interesting to see. But I'll take Carolina. I just think she's fought for. I think they both fought for a world title, but she has a win over the champion in Rose Namajunas. So I mean, hopefully she wins this. Next fight, Ed Herman versus Alonzo Menifield. Oh, my boy Ed Herman. They really trying to get my boy Ed Herman hurt, man. They trying to get my boy Ed Herman hurt. I know y'all mad at my boy Ed Herman when he fought Mike Rodriguez. That was the funniest day of my life. There's a few times where I don't feel bad for picking fighters that don't deserve wins, because y'all be running y'all mouth, man. I swear y'all be running y'all mouth about some of these guys, and y'all deserve it. Like, I remember Macy Barber, like, Maverick got robbed. Like, don't get it twisted. Maverick got robbed, but you know, I enjoyed seeing y'all a little angry because, you know, y'all kept talking about jab in the air and, you know, stuff like that. So yeah. And how, you know, there ain't no way Barber can win this fight. So I enjoy seeing that sometimes. But and Ed Herman, I mean, the Mike Rodriguez fight, I crack up every day when I remember it. I remember I got so much heat for picking Ed Herman over Mike, and I'm like, bro, Mike is not a Mike is, I don't know what he is, bro. I can't call him a bad fighter, but he's just not a complete fighter. I think that's just he's a striker. That's it. He should be, honestly, if I give this kid any, he should just go to kickboxing. You know, I think he'd actually be a lot more successful in there. The guy can't grapple us. He hurt Ed Herman. All right? I don't know how he got that tired. Ed should be the one, like, he got kneed in the body, right? So Ed should be a little compromised. Yet Ed had the fucking goddamn mental fortitude to go out there and wrestle fuck and get a submission in the third, and Mike let him do that. Mike sold. It wasn't that Ed cheated. Mike sold. He wasn't clutch. That's all that happened. But obviously the UFC saw the the shenanigans, and, you know, yeah, Ed might have, he needed a break. I can admit that. But you know, I don't think he deserves to fight fucking Alonzo Menifield. I don't know why he's fighting Alonzo Menifield. But it is what it is. I don't know what to say. I think Ed gonna get hurt, man. I think Ed, they trying to get an old man hurt today. I don't know why. I don't know what this old man did to them, but they trying to get this man hurt. If there's anything I can say that Ed might have an advantage in, it's is the, you know, toughness, gritness, and durability. I'll give him that. Alonzo Menifield has been KO'd before. I mean, he got starched by OSP, and that loss is aged like I mean, milk. You know, that ain't a good loss to have right now when you got guys like Tanner Bozo fucking beating OSP. So that ain't something good to have. But when I look at the matchup, I mean, Alonzo trains at Fortis MMA. He's a good fighter. I don't think Ed will have a grappling advantage over him. I don't think he'll have a striking advantage over him. He just has a durability advantage over him. That's really about it. That's all I really question about Alonzo is his fucking chin. But Alonzo's a good fighter, man. I think the last guy to beat Paul Craig fucking shut his lights out. So that's not a, you know, bad win to have, and I think Alonzo should get this done. Actually, I wonder how, what am I? Because and to say I don't know, man. I've been bad, but I'll give you guys a rundown of who I'm going. I'm taking Victoria Loreno by decision, Miles John by decision, Manel Kape by decision, Carolina Kowalkiewicz by decision. If I haven't said it, then you're welcome. If I did say it, then you'll hear it again. But yeah, I'm taking Menifield by decision. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think he can knock him out. Ed Herman's got a really good chin, but he could. Next fight, Drako Rodriguez versus Vince Morales. So this is an interesting fight. I don't know how I feel about Drako Rodriguez. You know, I did pick Zahabi to beat him, but I didn't pick Zahabi to beat him because I thought Zahabi was way more skilled than him. I picked him because Zahabi's job was on the line. I saw this little short film they did on Zahabi where, you know, being Faraz Zahabi's, like, you know, brother, and his living scenarios and his living conditions. It was kind of crazy. And what he needed to, you know, be a fighter. So I picked him, and, you know, it is what it is. I picked him because based on the, you know, what he needed, but I didn't think he was going to go out there and give fucking Drako Rodriguez a 1-2 and knock his ass out. Drako looked good on the Contender Series. Vince Morales does have a win over Zahabi, so that is interesting. This is honestly a pick 'em fight, but I feel like Drako with a decent reach advantage. It's a slight reach advantage. I think it should help him. I would say he's more of a boxer in there. He has decent grappling. Vince is coming off a loss to Chris Gutierrez. That's not a bad loss to have. The Benito Lopez ain't that great. And then to lose to Song Yadong, that's not bad. That's a ranked bantamweight. It depends on what the scales are looking like, because I know a lot of people were very confident in Drako to go out there and really hurt Zahabi. But I mean, after the weigh-ins, everyone switched their picks because I guess he missed weight. So or some people sticked with him because they just thought Zahabi was too bad. And that's my thing, is like, I would have done the same thing if I picked Drako. I hate, obviously we'll talk about the main event, but I'll switch my picks around. But for me, when it's fight week and it's like Sunday, my fight picks get set on stone. I don't change them at all. I don't like it. I just think it's bad juju. I might be weird like that, but I remember times where I picked was it Pettis? I think it was Anthony Pettis. I picked Nate, and then I switched to Pettis because I think Pettis looked good at the weigh-ins, and I was like, and then Pettis went out there and just did what he did. Yeah, I don't need to talk about it, but yeah, this is probably gonna be a way longer video, y'all. But this might be an hour long. But yeah, Drako. I got Drako taking this. I think he's the better boxer. I think he has decent grappling. I don't think he's a bad grappler. But it's gonna be interesting, Vince. It's gonna be interesting what Vince brings. Rafael Fiziev versus Bobby Green. Good fight right here. I mean, last time I picked against Fiziev, he knocked out my boy Renato Mocanho. I mean, the guy is skilled. He's trained out of Stanford MMA. Good gym. Bobby Green is a good boxer. I shouldn't call him a good boxer. He's a good MMA fighter, but he has really good hands. He's one of the few guys that rolls with the shots with his shoulders. It's just a modified MMA Philly shell. I don't want to call it a straight up Philly shell, but it is what it is. But I mean, you're dealing with a Muay Thai champion, and you're dealing with a guy that's a really good striker and a well-rounded fighter and a vet in the lightweight division. But this is not a good matchup for Bobby Green. I honestly think Bobby Green did a Donald Cerrone with this one and just didn't care about who they gave him, and he just was like, I'll accept the fight with anybody. And I don't think he knows how good Fiziev is. But it is what it is. Green's a fighter. Green does have a wrestling background, but he's never really used it offensively. He's used it defensively. I'm going to give him some advice he should shoot. But, I mean, he can expose. I mean, Renato Mocanho didn't look bad in there, actually, before he got knocked out. I actually thought he was doing all right with the 1-2 and the straight shots. But, I mean, right when Rafael kind of got irritated, he just threw as hard as he could and just went for it. So, you never know. But, I mean, hey, it is what it is. I think Fiziev is just a really good fighter, and I think he's way better than Bobby Green all the way around. And I think he beats him in the striking, and I think this is where the fight's going to be. I don't think Green has the IQ or even the ability to get to this, to get this to the ground. So I'm gonna take Fiziev. Fiziev training with Stanford MMA. I mean, he's probably gotten way better since the the Medeski fight. Yeah, the Mark Medeski fight. Yeah, I think he's gotten way better, and the kid's really good. He's really good. I do kind of think he's a little small for the division, though, which is crazy. He's a smaller guy, but it is what it is. Next fight, Song Yadong versus Casey Kenney. Good fight right here. I got to roll with Casey. I mean, when I look at it, Song comes from 16-5-1. He's 23 years old, height of 5'8", and reach 67. Casey, 16-3-1. Fights at Arizona, age 30, height 5'7", and reach 68. So nothing really crazy on the height and the reach. In terms of what I look at it, I kind of look at a Tyron Woodley situation right here. I remember when Tyron fought Kumar Usman and Gilbert Burns, right? 2 teammates, and basically the same gym, MMA lab, right? They figured Tyron out, and I kind of see the same situation with Song Yadong. You know, obviously he's coming off that loss to Kyler Phillips. Kyler Phillips is gonna be in Casey Kenney's either corner or in training camp and gonna tell him, "Hey, do this, do that," and I think he's gonna figure him out. Now the thing is, Casey doesn't fight like Kyler Phillips though. That's the problem, and I don't think Song Yadong is as bad as I thought he. Well, I never thought he was bad. I just thought he was a little overrated. I rewatched the Cheeto Vera fight, and maybe I'm tripping. I was tripping that day, but I didn't think it was that bad of a robbery. When I rewatched, I was like, yo, maybe I was tripping. I don't know. When I first watched it, I didn't watch it with a lot of noise, and when I watched it again, I can see them. I kind of get it. You know, he was lighting him up. Song, I mean, he's really good on the hands. I don't know. He has really good hands. I'll give him that. He's really fast hands. He's really good. He's well-rounded. But I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. Casey has a really, really good kicking game. Can he replicate that? I don't know. I would say he's more traditional Muay Thai. I think he's a lot different. He's a lot more, fluid, and he can do a lot more acrobatic kind of kicks. Like, Casey's the kind of guy that'll throw the 1-2 and then throw a fucking body kick right behind it. He ain't going to throw anything really that special. He's not going to throw no fucking spinning wheel kick. You know what I'm saying? He's not that kind of guy. He's not. I don't even think Casey Kenney's going to go for like a head kick or lead head kick or lead high kick. I don't think he's going to go for anything like that. It's body into the leg, just pure, basic Muay Thai, and I love when I think I was hearing Henry Hoof talk about he just teaches the basics. I think that's how, Casey's going to fight against Song, and that's a lot better for Song. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I think Casey should win this, but just based on the fact that his training partners and that, but I could actually see Song getting the dub here. I really could. I don't think he's a bad pick at all. I thought about it for a second, but I was like, nah, man. And here's another thing. He's with Alpha Male. Bro, we got to talk about Team Alpha Male and their some type of fucking insertion with the judges. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what Faber has done to those people, but he has blinded those judges into picking his fighters. Not all the time, but sometimes, I think Song Yadong might be the leader of some of these so-called bad calls. I think he had that draw to Cody Stamen. A lot of people feel some type of way about that, so it is what it is. I'm taking Casey Kenney. Next fight, Tecia Torres versus Angela Hill 2. I've talked about this fight a while back when they were supposed to fight. I remember actually, which is interesting. I'm taking Tecia Torres. We're in the rematch era though, so this is crazy. I could see Angela Hill maybe getting the dub, and shocking the world. Because of the rematch era and just how many guys have been winning in the rematch that lost the first fight. But besides that, usually I've always talked about it. My number one rule this year, it's been destroyed, but I'll keep it for this fight. Usually I pick the guy that won the first fight. There's a reason why you won the first fight. There was just some tactical advantage, some mental advantage, or some physical advantage you had in the first fight. And I watched the fight. Tecia, she's better than this girl. I mean, on the feet. On the ground, everywhere. She's faster. She's a better fighter than Angela Hill. But now things have changed. Now they're not the same anymore. They're both kind of ranked in that top 10 area. Ticia's not a top 5 girl no more. She got bounced out. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. But, I mean, Ticia's a smaller girl, and that's what's always going to plague her. She's just, she's really reliant on her lateral movement and her speed. But, I mean, Angela has gotten a lot better in some of those areas. Her speed, her movement. She's not just a Muay Thai fighter anymore. I mean, her hands have got really, really good. And what I mean by, just a Muay Thai fighter, you'll see some Muay Thai fighters where they plot and all they got is a 1-2 or a hook, and really they're very reliant on their body kicks or leg kicks. They don't have a variety of punches like for instance a boxer, or don't have that fluid movement like the combinations you'll see. But and at the end of the day, that's what makes Angela Hill and some of her coach actually really good, because they've been able to really fix some of her issues. And I mean, her fight with Claudia Gadelha, I mean, she looked good. She looked good in there. Her movement, everything, she looked, on point. Everything looked good. Everything looked like it was coming together. But I mean, she looked horrendous against Ashley Yoder. I've never seen her look that bad. I thought she looked better against Michelle Watt. I don't know what happened with Yoder. I don't know what happened in there. But she looked really, really bad in there. But so a lot of things can change. And Hill has the reach advantage, so she can use her jab, use her movement. Yeah, you can see a lot of things. Those things change. But I gotta stick with the Victor Tecia Torres. I think Ticia's gonna beat her. I've been pretty good on picking Angela Hill fights. Actually, I picked Michelle Waterson to beat her. I don't think Michelle won, but I knew Michelle was gonna pull it out. I had a feeling Michelle was gonna pull it out. I got a good feeling Tecia should pull it. You never know though, but Tecia should pull this one out. I think she's the better fighter all around. She is. It's just I guess a height and reach disparity, but that's about it. That's all that Angela got over her. But it is what it is. Next fight, Vicente Luque versus Michael Chiesa. Fuck you to everybody. But go check out my breakdown. But yeah, Michael's gonna whoop this dude. Nothing against Luque, if you're ever seeing this. But this is between, and to the people, and if you're watching this, look at me, Angelo Cass, SSG, Gangsta Grapes, even Fuego. You was running your mouth a little bit. Y'all gonna cry. I'm not gonna talk too much about this, but y'all gonna cry. I'm picking Michael Chiesa. I'm sorry, Michael the Maverick Chiesa. Be a third round ground and pound. I watched what I need to watch. Go watch the Michael Graves fight. I don't really want to talk too much. Chiesa, when's the last time he's fought a good grappler? Like Tyron Woodley, yeah, he's a great credentialed wrestler, but he hasn't shot a fucking takedown in like 7 years. Okay, when is the last time Chiesa's fought a grappler? Answer that question. Yeah, you guys talk. Oh, you Darce choke. Yeah, we're gonna see. Man, I mean, look at the resumes. Like, come on. All right. Besides Tyron Woodley, look at this. Randy Brown, Nico Price, fucking Stephen Thompson. He lost that fight. And Mike Perry, he lost that fight, right? Neil Magny, perennial contender. Rafael Dos Anjos, legitimate guy. You beat Dos Anjos, look at what happened to Usman. Look what happened to Colby. It's facts. Deal with it. Fucking... All right, we're not going to talk about that. Beneil Dariush. Like, I like legit top 5 guys. None of these... Randy Brown ain't touching the top 5. Nico... I love Nico. He ain't touching no top 5. Stephen Thompson. He lost that. Mike Perry. But... Honestly, the last guy he fought that was great. I think that would... No, never mind. I was thinking about somebody else. But yeah, he beat Tyron Woodley. That is the greatest win of his career. And he almost was doing the chicken dance. I don't want to hear nothing. Chiesa's going to win this fight. Stop it, man. Next fight, Jose Aldo versus Pedro Munoz. I did a breakdown on this. I think my boy Aldo should get this done. I've always been a super big fan of Aldo. He has the reach advantage. I just think, and it's a 5-inch reach advantage. I think his jab will be the key to this. He's been actually doing a lot of training, a lot of boxing training. He's trying to get back into that. I think he knows leg kick wise he can't mess with Pedro. I think Pedro is just too good at checking kicks, and I think he's gonna grapple in this fight too. I think he's gonna wrestle. I think he's actually comfortable. I don't think he's scared of Pedro's guillotines and stuff, even though Pedro's really, really tough. But I think Aldo's gonna grapple, and yeah, I think he's gonna get it done. I truly believe in Aldo here. And I think he'll get the... And Aldo don't lose 3-rounders, y'all. He don't lose these... But this is high-level competition he's fighting in Pedro. So, but I'm going to take Aldo. And I've been pretty good. I won't say pretty good. But I was Hey, I was clutch with that Frankie Edgar pick over Pedro when all y'all was talking crazy about my boy Frankie, so he shut y'all up. But it is what it is. And in the main event, Derrick Lewis versus Ciryl Gane. I did a breakdown on this. I think this is out. I think it was out yesterday. So go check that out. Derrick Lewis is undefeated in Houston. He's a fucking legend of the game. I'm gonna drink some fruit punch for my boy Derrick. You know, I like Ciryl, and I'll talk about this. I did a breaking news video, and I was picking Ciryl. I ain't going against Derrick. Fuck all that. I ain't going against Derrick. I ain't. I've never been a hoe, and I ain't gonna start. I didn't go against Derrick when he fought Curtis when the world was against me. I didn't go against him when he fought what's it called? When he fought Olenek, when he fought all these guys, right? I didn't go against him when he fought Volkov. Actually, the only time I think I've ever gone against Derrick is when he fought DC. He fought Dos Santos, because I like those guys a lot more than Derrick. Even I like Derrick a lot, but at the time I was big fans of those guys. So that's the only time I really picked against Derrick. Has Derrick ever folded for me? I don't know. I'm trying to think. Oh, when he lost to Hunt. Yeah, when he lost to Mark Hunt, he's always folded. But yeah, I'm taking Derrick. Second round TKO. But yeah, if you want me to talk more about Ciryl and this whole entire fight, go check out the breakdown. But it is what it is. Love y'all and goodbye. Oh yeah, don't forget to follow me on my Twitter. Don't forget to follow me on my IG. And yeah, I guess that's it. Love y'all and goodbye. Oh yeah, forgot. Subscribe, like, comment, share the video, and yeah, comment. I don't know what to say anymore. But yeah, goodbye.